What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Red Zone Fiends. All right, we got a couple of good bets for you for week 3. So week 2 went pretty okay. We won a couple bets, lost a couple bets.
3 out of 4 on the parlay. Those surprises.
Yeah, a couple little surprises going on, but for the most part, we won most of our matches. So
We're good to go. We're good.
that's always pretty good. So all right, week 3. I feel like there can be a couple of upsets, but for the most part, pretty good amount of games we could kind of get our for sure wins on. So we'll go ahead and start it off. Frank, what do you got for our first bet?
We're gonna go with easy money this week. I think this one's a lot more safe, but you got to know the more legs you're risking for the parlay. But here we go. We can do a 4-team or 6-point teaser. We take Bills, Commanders, Steelers, Raiders, Jets, Pats, Philly, and Tampa Bay Bucks. So with that 6 points that we're getting, we're going to take Bills. That game turns into a pick'em. Steelers turns into plus 8.5. Pats turns into 4.5. Philly turns into plus 1. All right, let's break this down really quick. Bills versus Commanders. The Bills looked dominant against the Raiders last week.
Yeah, they did.
They came out pissed off. They felt like they corrected all their stuff from their first loss and everything. They're gonna be a problem for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Commanders are still figuring things out. Sam Howell's a rookie quarterback, very young quarterback. So I don't think he's gonna end up doing too good, very good against his defense. That's set the Raiders down to 10 points last week.
Yeah.
Okay, Steelers versus Raiders. Now I'm taking Pittsburgh plus the points because I don't see them losing by more than 8.5. That game's gonna be tight, defensive battle, and the only reason I say defensive battle is because Raiders are gonna have a hard time scoring due to their offense, the Steelers' defense. But on the other side, can you trust Najee Harris, who has struggled ever since he's been into this league?
Yeah.
He's struggled all year, his whole thing, whatever. But he hasn't shown anything special. Kenny Pickett, he's still a young quarterback as well. I don't see them running up the score. I can see this being like a 17-20 game, something short like that. But ultimately, I don't see any team getting blown out. That'd be surprising. And if it is, then I'll be shocked. Take. Then Jets versus Pats, also the same reason. Really, it's gonna be a defensive struggle. Jets. The only difference is Pats' offense is better than the Jets' defense. The offense. So when you have two elite defenses, because you remind me, Pats are elite in their defense. So you put two elite defenses. One team is better, clear cut better on offense this year after performing poorly last year. Patriots are rebounding a little bit, putting up some points. So I don't see them losing by more than 3 points in a very close battle. I can't see Zach Wilson lighting up this Pats defense either.
No.
They have some turnovers. That game's going to be a close one, and I can see Pats winning overall. Chiefs versus Tampa. Real sweet and simple. Tampa's is not ready to beat the Philly Chiefs. Not the Chiefs. Philly.
Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles. They're not really beat Eagles. Eagles. If they do lose, they're only going to lose to elite teams, Niners or somebody elite from the NFC.
Yeah.
I just don't see it being from a Tampa Bay team that's barely learning how good Baker Mayfield is, how he should have been or whatever. But even with Mike Evans balling out, I still don't see them being able to beat Philly.
All right. So you get all those teams wrapped into a
6-pointer, yeah.
A plus 6 point for all the teams that you're picking.
Yeah.
So what's the odds going on after that one?
That ends up being a plus 2, I want to say 250. So it's 50 to win 126. So,
all right.
And I think it's a pretty for sure bet. The only one that I'm a little iffy on, like I said, is Philly versus Tampa, only because Tampa pulled an upset week 1. But I don't see that happening against Philly.
Yeah. To have Baker put up, more points than Jalen Hurts is going to put up against the Philadelphia defense. I don't see that happening either.
No. So those are my bets for the week, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, here we go. All right, so I got 2 bets going down this week. Last week I had 2 bets as well. We lost one of them by just a couple of points. I had the teams that were winning. I just didn't get the spread. I had just 2 points off. Ridiculously close. So I'm going to take it because I did win my security bet, for sure bet that I knew I was going to win. and we didn't lose any money. If you rode with me, we didn't lose any money. So now going on this week, okay, so one of my bets is going to be a 2-team parlay. So the first team is, I'm going to go back to that Raiders and Steelers game, okay? So this is kind of cool because we have our different kind of point of views with each other, because you did say that it's going to be a defensive game, but I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, okay? So Raiders and Steelers, it's going to be, Raiders are the favorites, minus 2.5. The over-under is 43. Now, for the first leg of my parlay, I'm going to go over 43 on the Raiders and Steelers. And I'll get to that in a minute. Let me give you the second leg of my parlay, and it's going to be back to Buffalo and the Commanders. Yeah, I'm going to go with Buffalo minus 6. So
that turns into basically you're only minus a half, so pick them basically. Buffalo just has to win.
Well, no, because this one's not a teaser. So this one's
just
is just straight up. This is my 2 teams straight up. If normally when I do parlays, if it's more than like 3 games, I'm gonna add a teaser on it to kind of give me more of a safety, more wiggle room for the scoring. But this is just what I believe. So first we'll start off with Buffalo and Commanders. Buffalo is just going to keep it rolling. Like you said it, Josh Allen found in his groove. He found his groove. He needed that tune-up game against the Raiders. Unfortunately, I'm a Raider fan. They dominated. He looked like the superstar he's supposed to be.
He was patient. He didn't rush it. Mistake-free. He played really, really good ball. Mistake-free ball. I think he learned his lesson from week 1 by trying to do too much and whether you should just take the for sure 30 yards versus taking a shot downfield, risking for the interception ball like he did 2 or 3 times that week.
Yes. So he's probably not going to look as good as he did with the Raiders, playing the Raiders, but he's definitely not going to look as bad as when he played the Jets. I mean, week 1 you get the rust out. That's what I truly believe happened. Week 2 they got their stuff together and just
Commanders
the Raiders
is average at best as well.
Yeah, they're average. They're
average
team.
One of the better teams in the league. So I still see the Bills still steamrolling them.
Yeah, I mean if Joshua Dobbs and the Cardinals could put up 20 points on them, I don't think Buffalo's gonna win by less than 6 points. I just truly don't. I don't think Sam Howell is ready to outscore Josh Allen.
And that defense, stingy defense. They don't give up nothing.
Yeah, so they completely just dominated the Raiders both sides. So I got Buffalo minus 6 in that one. And then with the Raiders and Steelers, I believe that both offenses are going to get it together, okay? So Raiders did get spanked by the Bills. I think that's the worst it's going to get. I feel like we're going to have last year's Josh Jacobs running the ball this next game. You get Jacoby Myers back on the Raiders, so that's gonna get more open space for Devontae Adams. So when Jacoby Myers played 2 weeks ago, he scored over 100 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. So their offense is gonna look better than.
He's a very good number 2 receiver.
Yes, he's probably one of the. He's a really good number 2 receiver. So
far that we've seen, I
can see the Raiders putting up around 21 points. Against the Steelers, okay? And now the Steelers, on the other hand, the reason why I think they can also put up some points against the Raiders is that they'd put up about 20 points on the Browns, okay? Now, I truly believe the Browns are a top 5 team defense in the NFL, okay? So now you go to the Browns and you score 20 points, you win the game, you're starting to feel a little bit better. You're probably going to correct a little bit of the mistakes. And now you play the Raiders defense, which is not good. See, Browns to me are the top 10 defenses in the league, and Raiders to me are one of the top 5 worst in the league. So
I don't understand, man. It's so hard being a Raiders.
Yeah. Hey, I'm with you, man.
Worst defense, and the worst defense.
So I don't think the Raiders can just shut out the Steelers like that. I truly don't. I think it's going to be a close game. I think they're going to run the ball on us. They're probably going to get at least 2 rushing touchdowns, maybe a passing touchdown, maybe 2 passing touchdowns. I believe the Raiders are going to score 1 rushing touchdown and at least 2 passing touchdowns on the Steelers. Like I said, they're going to bounce back. So I'm going to go over 43 points. It's going to be a tight game, close game, but I think they're going to end up around 48 to 50 points. I know that seems a lot, but yeah, it's where they bounce back, man. They kind of have to. Both teams kind of have to, because Pickett did look like crap, man.
Yeah.
All right, so that was just if you do that two-leg parlay, you get a plus 300. Okay, so it's only 2 teams, but you do get that plus 300.
Nice.
Okay, so my second bet, it's going to be one of my higher bets. I like to have fun a little bit and add a bunch of teams just in case one fails, the other one hopefully has a good chance of hitting. To me, these are all pretty sure wins. But with the certain amount of teams I have, it's a plus 7-point teaser. So Kansas City is going to play the Bears. So I have they're minus 12.5. So if you add the plus 7, they're only minus 5.5, and I'm going to take that. Now with the parlay, it's Miami Dolphins and the Denver Broncos. Miami's hot, so they're minus 6.5. So we're going to add 7 points on that teaser. So they just got to win out. I believe the Dolphins are going to beat the Broncos. Now, my third leg parlay, Cowboys versus Cardinals. They're also minus 12.5. But if we add 7 on it,
5.5.
Minus 5.5 versus the Cardinals. I think that is a beautiful bet. There's no way we can lose that one. That's probably one of the safest bets I have on this parlay. I don't see the Cardinals. Yeah, they're not going to put up much of a fight. Then we have the Bills and Commanders. I'm going to add that because I'm pretty sure with the 7 points, the Bills get plus 1. So even if they tie, for somehow the Commanders do push it out worse. I mean, all we need is the Bills to win. I could absolutely see that. And then I'm going to add a college game. So I don't normally do the college games too much, but I see the Colorado is playing Oregon Ducks. So Colorado is getting plus 21. Okay, so they've been playing pretty good. We don't know too much yet because they haven't played a high-level team like this. But add 7 points on it, and now they're plus 28. So I don't see them losing by more than 28 points. It's just, to me, in my mind, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
no, so I'm going to add that Colorado plus 28 with that. It's going to help boost up my odds right there. So if you add the Colorado game with it, we're going to get a plus 300. Okay. Now, if you just do the 5-team teaser for the NFL, you're still getting plus 200. Okay. So if you put $100 or $50, you're going to get 200 in return. But I have a really good feeling about that Colorado. So I'm going to do the $50 and I'm going to get 150 back once this 7-point teaser parlay hits for us. I got you guys. This is a pretty good bet.
We're gonna slap them this weekend.
I have a pretty good feeling about both of these bets. I mean, we were just right there. You know, we did win some, we did lose a little bit, but for the most part, we got the teams right. So those are my 2 bets of the week. If you do follow these bets, please let me know. Let me know. Comment and like it, and I'll give you a shout out.
Give us your bets too.
Yeah, give us.
What you guys think the best bet this week?
Yeah, so we went on live not too long ago, and for the first week of week 1 on our TikTok, we have that red zone in that background or whatever, and you know, everybody was just giving us the players they have on fantasy. They're giving the bets, and we're all winning together, man. It was awesome. So,
and yesterday, Thursday's game, we also covered our bet on Thursday. We went straight up the Niners to cover that. I got, by the time I got it, was that 10.5.
Yeah.
So I laid down the 100 to win to minus 10.5, and we smacked that one pretty good too. So I mean, during the week we can't get you guys the bets, but you know, we do bet during the week, and
yeah,
we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, give us a comment or anything during the week, and for a Monday night game or a Thursday night game, I got you guys. I'll give you my word.
TikTok will have emergency videos in case we're taking something either live or right.
If we decide to take a bet, you guys are going to be TikTok. You'll know right then and there. So, other than that, those are our bets, and I'm pretty confident, man. We're going to win some money this week. We're going to keep that good luck rolling. All right, so here we go. Fantasy talk,
baby. Let's go. For all you people that haven't gotten a win yet, I feel your pain. I join you guys. I'm in that committee. You can either A, panic, trade, whatever, or B, stick it out, write it out. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to try and trade away a couple key players that have high value. Stock is pretty, you know what I mean? Yeah,
we're kind of getting to that. Kind of getting to that point where we can see who's kind of hitting, who's not going to hit a little bit.
What's not going to work and what is going to work. So, for example, one of my leagues, I'm 1-1 in this league, but I have Kirk Cousins and I have Patrick Mahomes in my lineup.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, if I can get good return for Patrick Mahomes, because Kirk Cousins probably performing at the same, if not a little bit better than Pat Mahomes is right now.
Yeah.
You look at that Vikings offense, they're depending on him to throw the ball to air it out. So he's always going to put up at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Cook's not there anymore, and it's hurting that running offense. So the passing Cousins is going to be there week in, week out, man.
40-50. So what I'm thinking is trying to trade on Mahomes to get good value now, because his stock is going to start rising up as soon as Kelsey, it really is 100% once they get those new receivers involved. Last week he gave me 25 points, I think. So he's hitting his projections.
Yeah.
But if I can get good value right now at the young part of the league, let's go.
Yep. All right. So other than that, we have a couple players we do want to go over with. Not necessarily that I have, because I don't have any of these players. You know, it's just to help anybody out that needs it. So if you want a player to go over, send a comment and we'll let you know our thoughts, man. We'll discuss it together. So right now, Ja'Marr Chase, okay? So I'm seeing a lot of panic with Ja'Marr Chase and Joe Burrow. T. Higgins bounced back. But what about Ja'Marr Chase? How do you feel about Ja'Marr Chase? Is it time for him to sell him? Oh, okay. So you're looking at the sell. Okay.
Sell him. Now, the reason I say sell him is because Joe Burrow is going through a calf injury right now. That calf injury, he's gonna keep. I know you know how feisty and how much he wants to play. So he's not gonna sit back and let that heal properly. So that's gonna bother him all year.
Yeah.
Whether he comes back, if he comes back too soon, and I see that happening to where he keeps coming back, and he's not gonna perform at a high level either. No, yeah, Ja'Marr Chase is a top level talent and everything, but you focus a lot of your attention to him and allow either T. Higgins to try and beat you or Tyler Boyd to try and beat you, rather than Ja'Marr Chase, then your chances on defense go up a lot better.
Yeah.
Especially with Joe Burrow not being able to do the things that he usually does when he is 100%. You know what I mean?
All right.
So, and plus, I think they're going to start mixing a little bit more. The most underrated back, in my opinion, the most underrated back. He's been consistent all throughout fantasy, always in the top 10. Always, very durable. Rarely is he hurt.
Yeah.
So, if you can get, and right now his name is good. So, it's not like people are panicking on them yet, but I feel like this is where you're going to get the most value, because if it comes back, Joe Burrow is going to be out 8 weeks for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Bam, all your value goes away.
Yeah.
So if you have Ja'Marr Chase, get him for top dollar. He's going in his top 4 at the draft. He probably lost a little bit of value already on him, so you can probably get somebody in the top that belongs in the top 8, top 10 for him. I hated to say it, but like maybe Devontae Adams and a flex player.
Yeah.
Would be a good deal.
I think I kind of agree with you. I'm leaning against the kind of get rid of him. I mean, you want to say like, oh, give him another week, but
because who's their backup? Who's their backup quarterback if Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow is not 100%. He's not been playing. I get it. He starts off slow.
But he can't.
He's injured this time. He's completely injured. He's starting off slow. I don't see Ja'Marr Chase week in, week out putting up those points like he did a year ago when he was playing. I don't see it. So I'm with you on that. I would say
also think into if you can get Ja'Marr Chase adding a kicker and then go after Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
that would actually be a really, really good thing.
Yeah, see, I don't even think anybody would. I have Hill. I wouldn't trade Ja'Marr Chase for Hill.
There's some.
You'd have to put in a little extra flex or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. You can't. He's already lost his value out of the top 4.
Yeah.
You're talking stretch top 8, top 10.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill for sure is in that 4 to 8 area right there.
Oh man, Tyreek Hill is like the number 1 guy right now in points overall, actually. So.
I got him, baby.
All right, let's go to Cleveland, and Nick Chubb is out. Okay.
Chubb.
So, for all those who picked up Jerome Ford, but then seeing Kareem Hunt is picked up now. So, what are we thinking about Jerome Ford?
Two-headed monster.
Two-headed monster. You're going to see them kind of putting up on the same
definitely.
carries.
If not, I think Ford, they're going to really give Ford his chance before they give it to Kareem Hunt. Even though Kareem Hunt knows his role and everything, I think he'll go back to that second back, getting anywhere from 8 to 10 touches.
Yeah.
But Ford's going to get his shot. I think he looked good when Nick Chubb went out. So why not try him out, see how he does, just for this first game. First game or second game until Kareem Hunt, because you don't know if he's in condition either. He might be in shape, but being in shape versus football shape is different.
Yeah, it'll take him a week or two. So Ford's just gonna have to.
And Hunt, he's not
gonna get his time.
He's not as explosive. He's lost a step since his prime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's 29, 30 already. I mean,
so you're.
I'm a believer. I picked him up.
You're a believer of Ford. It's funny because you got Jerome Ford, but I also picked up Nick Chubb. Yeah, I know it's going to take a couple weeks, but I feel like eventually he's a veteran. I feel like he's eventually going to take that number one spot.
But Ford's younger and he's more explosive. Yeah. So for that power kind of style, he's good for goal line work, short things, whatever.
Oh, I don't know, man. He's a speedster guy. I mean,
but he's lost a step though. Is what
Kareem Hunt, yeah, for sure. But to me, the way the Cleveland Browns kind of run the ball, it's more of a gritty type of up the gut. I don't know if Ford has that, so I'm not saying stay away from Ford, get Kareem Hunt. I'm just saying get Kareem Hunt just in case Ford. If you can get Kareem Hunt just in case Ford is not that guy. Like I'm hoping he's hoping Ford does it. But if you got that waiver or if you got Ford, I would definitely try to pick up Hunt if you have room on your bench. So. Cool. So you're a believer in Ford. I think he did pretty good.
Just for these first 2 weeks. We'll see. I think he'll get his opportunity. So do I believe he'll put up Nick Chubb numbers? No. Because like you said, the style is a power run offense.
Yeah.
But I do believe he'll get the carries to try and do it for the first game or two.
Yeah,
He'll get the volume there.
The volume's going to be there. Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to try to throw him Hunt kind of a little bit.
I'll change of pace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is good for screens and everything, for screens and running off tackle and stuff like that. But he's not the burner he used to be.
Yeah, for sure. So for now, keep Jerome Ford, but if you can, get Hunt just in case.
Wait till the end of the week till the report comes out and see what's going on. Like who got the more majority carries by the end of the week? Who took first team reps? What kind of
Yeah, I think after this week is gonna kind of show us.
Exactly.
Bam.
Yeah.
So get your news on.
So just for this week or two, I'm a believer.
Get your news on, and we'll go over this in a week. Well, you know what? I think we should come back to this after this week. We'll see how Jerome Ford looks.
Yeah. We'll highlight it.
Definitely, we'll come back to this one.
One of us will be happy, and the other one will be like, next topic.
Yeah. All right. So, the last person I wanted to go over. Are we worried about Breece Hall over at the Jets? What are we going to do with him, man?
Man, honestly, if you can, I'm a believer he's going to get the volume. But I think he's one of those, he's in one of those situations where he's kind of like Najee Harris, where they're not going to perform as well because their offensive line is not good.
Yeah.
So I feel like teams are going to know that. They're going to load the box, force him. You know what I mean? And I can see him getting 18 touches, but only averaging 3.8 yards per carry. I can see that happen. Yeah, he's electric and everything, but after people in the NFL, once your film's out there, your film is out there. Mm-hmm. They'll adjust you on the fly. So, personally, I'm actually thinking about looking into trading him and seeing what kind of value I can get for him. If I can get a second round running back talent, even third round, I think that would be the better route, just because of the matchups that he's going to be playing over there in that division. Yeah. With Miami and New England. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're going to be playing against hard teams. So yeah. I don't know. If you can get good value, I think it's time to move on.
Yeah, I think the volume's going to be there. The hard part is that they cannot pass the ball. So it's going to be a one-sided offense, unfortunately, for Breece Hall.
He's electric, though. He'll make a play or two.
He is.
Saying he'll be complete, but I can see a lot of first down 2-yard runs or first down stuffs or something.
So he is. Now, me speaking about him, I would like to say hopefully he gets a decent amount of points this next week. He is playing New England, so it's going to be tough. New England's kind of a tough defense. Mostert did shred him up, though, so you just never know, but... It's because they had their whole defense back there.
They don't have the
so Jets, it's going to be even tougher for him now.
That's why you're loading the box against the Jets. You want Zach Wilson.
Yes, you're testing Wilson.
Come on, boy. Let's go, boy.
We're not worried about Wilson. We'll just stop Breece Hall. So that kind of stuff. So if I were a Breece Hall owner, I would hope he puts up his projections and I would trade him off because it's going to be like that all season long. So if he gets his projections this last week that just happened, it's not going to look good. So you can't trade him now.
That, and it looks like overuse in volume can lead to injury too.
Yes.
I know everybody like workhorse backs and everything, but really there's only so many workhorse backs like Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, who rarely get injured, but they do get injured. At some point they do. So that's just something that you got to expect with the running back position. That's why when you're drafting running backs, you don't just look at, who's the best one.
Yeah.
Because then Eckler is going first running back every draft. But because of that injury scare, he falls off to about 3 or 4 back coming off the board. Then you got CMC. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
Are more, especially in standard, when the guys are more workhorse backs and everything, like Derrick Henry and them, they'll go flying up as opposed to the other backs.
Yeah. So if you do have Brees Hall, I would consider trading him. Hopefully he puts up a good amount of points to move up his value again.
Yeah, until you get a
yes, because it's gonna be off and on. Like you said, man, they just know what's coming. I mean, they're gonna stack that box.
So going to this, I know this is outside fantasy, but going back to this New York Jets team, what do you do at quarterback?
Oh man,
do you ride with Wilson for the rest of the year?
You gotta get somebody. You can't just roll over and wait for Aaron Rodgers to come back, right?
Because they lost what 7 out of their last 8 games last year with him at quarterback.
Yeah,
dude, you can't. You're basically giving up your season. Then you have good talent on both sides of the ball. Get a running court. Get anything. Run an RPO. Run something that will get you 20 points a game. That defense will win you a lot of games.
It's not working. It didn't work last year with Wilson. You got to do something different. You cannot just roll over and wait for Aaron Rodgers.
This game is too big for Wilson.
No,
this is too big. He's a good college quarterback, whatever. But he had his chance. Then he was I understand you want to try and groom him behind Aaron Rodgers, but you can't throw him in the wolves again like this.
Sure.
I mean, who they got out there? I know last year at the end of the year they were thinking about calling some of these older, more experienced quarterbacks game manager Phillip Rivers. You know what I mean? He thought about coming out of retirement. There's a couple other quarterbacks, but I just don't see how you can. Even if you trade for a backup quarterback like Jacoby Brissett, he's not gonna break the bank. He's not going to cost you a whole lot, but he has experience there.
You can even go to a couple good prospects, or they had White last year. He did better than Zach Wilson did.
Yeah, but White, he showed that you still couldn't win the game either.
For sure. Something. The Raiders last year's backup quarterback Stitham. I mean, he showed a little bit of progress. I mean, I'm just like at least thinking of a different option, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of a wait and see. I mean, if they lose this game, they have to have no other option than to move on from Zach Wilson, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Something with these Wilsons and underperforming, dude, the way that...
Hey, Russell Wilson underperforms, I'm okay with that, man.
Hey, he actually performed pretty well last week until they hit a roadblock.
Yeah.
Like, they just bricked it out.
That
game. So, what? Anything else going on in the AFC West that you want to go over? Chiefs are back to their dominant ways.
Chiefs are back.
Kelsey's back.
Charger fans, should they be worried, or do you think they're going to bounce back, make a run for playoffs? Or?
Well, this is the fear that you go back with drafting running backs that have injury history.
Yeah.
Eckler, especially if it's his hamstring. I didn't get the full report, but if it's his hamstring, dude, you're in for half your season at least gone.
They look like a 7-8 maybe win team now instead of a.
Yeah, so you're kind of screwed the pooch if you have Eckler. As far as like if you keep him or trade him, I don't think anybody's gonna want to trade him for any high value right now. But I could be wrong. He can come back next week because I don't think he's playing this week. So if he comes back next week, balls out next week, and then you're worried about his health, if you're having those health concerns again. Well, he just balled out. His value can go up a little bit. There's people who are running back hungry who need the running backs. So I still feel like he'll command that top 4 to 6 area, 4 to 7 area.
Yeah.
Because people know he's injury prone, but he's still getting at that. At least he got the injury out the way.
Yeah, for sure. So, man, other than that, man, AFC West, I feel like.
Oh, Alvin Kamara. That's another guy, another fantasy prospect.
All right, Kamara.
So this is his final week out of suspension. So this is his 3rd week. So next week he'll be eligible to come back. DC and the Saints, they're 2-0. They're traveling to
Titan?
Green
No,
Bay.
Green Bay, that's
Green
right.
Bay,
They played the
right?
Titans.
Playing
Okay.
Jordan Love and the Packers.
Yeah.
Okay. So I watch New Orleans play as much as I can. Big DC still, big supporter. Okay. So when he's doing just enough over there to win them ball games. I know people were like, "Oh, well, he's underperforming this." Well, it's a new offense for one, for his first year. It's a new offense. Okay. Then when they're 2-0 without Alvin Kamara right now, and people forget how good out of the backfield he is.
Yep, he's gonna make a difference, man.
Best receiver, top 3 out of the best receiving backs. You can make an argument for Eckler. You can make an argument for Kamara. You can make an argument for McCaffrey.
Yeah, top 3 right there. You said it.
But at the end of the day, to me he's a first round talent too. And then as he's coming back to help out DC, I think this offense is going to put up around 20, 24 points every game. And with that elite defense only giving up 10, 14, 13 points, they're going to be elite.
Yeah.
You need to start talking about New Orleans being elite before it happens. And you're going to get that here because they're going to be elite. Elite.
Yeah, there you go. I believe it. I feel like Derek Carr is still kind of. He's been all in Vegas for his whole career. It's a whole new team.
Yeah.
Completely different, new city, new offense, new everything, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's going to take him more than 2 weeks of.
And he's not playing it in a baseball field. He's playing it in a freaking. So even though he came from Vegas and everything.
It's going to take more than 2 games. You got to give him longer than that. I do think he's going to get back to himself.
But they're winning still, is my point. They're beating these teams that they should beat.
With him still winning. Knocking the rust off, basically.
Knocking the rust off, learning new offense
without
his top players, without his top prospects.
Yeah, they're still going to be a playoff team for sure.
That defense is carrying them right now, but that's why he went to New Orleans in the beginning.
Yeah.
He said he wanted that defense. He played it, they shut him out. You know.
Yeah.
But he's doing just enough to win. And that's what Winston couldn't do. That's what Dalton couldn't do. They end up blowing the game somehow, whatever.
So if I were you guys, if you can trade for Kamara, if there's a team that's in need for something like that, I would give them a good player. I'm talking about, maybe somebody who's been doing pretty good and you're still kind of iffy about him. Give him 1 or 2 of those because Kamara is not going to disappoint. I think he's going to, like you said, now that once he's back, he's going to play like a top 6, top 7, at least running back week in, week out. So
Derek Carr loves to check down. He's a safe player. He gets a lot of his high completions because of the check downs. Yeah, he's slinging it to a lobby a lot, but again, once he knows Kamara, he knows his talents. He knows he's the best receiving back. You can say in practice, the running backs ain't supposed to be able to do that. He does those kind of things. So Derek Carr is going to have, to him, throwing that short screen, throwing those short little option routes. Those are like throwing deep balls.
Yeah.
Because he knows it can go a deep way.
Yeah, the Saints offense is only going to get better as soon as it gets back.
Michael Thomas, if you drafted Michael Thomas, how is he doing? He looks solid.
No, he's putting up his points week in, week out. Actually, he's going above a little bit of his points every single week.
He's getting 12.
Yes, exactly. So I know on standard last week he was only projected around 6 points. I know he got around like 8 or something, I believe. So
yeah.
He's if you picked him in the later rounds, like a lot of us forgot. I actually drafted him, but I traded him away to somebody in need of a receiver. But it's kind of paying off. You're getting your points. You're getting your bang for your buck, basically. So I don't think that's going to stop either. Once Kamara gets back, it's going to open up more of the passing game for Derek Carr. So.
Okay, who's going to have the biggest game this weekend? Biggest game out of all the games we got going on.
So we're talking about who's going to put up the most points?
Most fantasy points. Who's going off this week?
Okay, my player for the week. Ooh. Oh, man.
I'll give you a couple of seconds to think. That way I can get mine in. I'm going to go ahead and go out with Tyreek Hill from that Charger.
Well, I hope so because I do have him on one of my leagues as well.
Big players come out at big time players come out.
Big games.
Big time plays. So that guy's going to go off. Nobody can cover him. The game's going to be a high-scoring game. 2 defenses on paper that look good, but that are underperforming. Now, Miami's defense actually isn't that bad. Their defense isn't bad, which is why I think they're favored in this game. But on paper, Chargers should have an elite defense, but they're always down. I don't know what's going on with them, but it's just they're frauds. They're frauds, man. So I think Tyreek Hill's gonna go off, high scoring game. I think Dolphins end up winning like 38 to 31 or 28.
Okay.
I think it'll be high scoring game.
Okay, so for a fantasy point, I want to talk two players because there's the two I wanted to kind of decide. I think it's going to go with Tony Pollard. He's playing against the Arizona Cardinals defense. They don't really sit him when they're up too much. So they do sit him. They put their backups in. But for the most part, Tony Pollard is going to eat this week. He's going to be my number one guy this week.
Nice.
I can see a couple of touchdowns maybe. I mean, I can see over 100 yards maybe. A couple of catches even so. So I think Tony Pollard's going to be the guy. But I think ETN, if he gets healthy enough, he's going to surprise everybody. He's playing against the Houston Texans, okay? So Jacksonville has not looked themselves. The passing game has not been there. I think this is going to be ETN's bounce-back game. He's going to have a huge game. Same thing, I could predict a touchdown. I could predict over 100 yards, and I could probably say at least 40 to 50 yards, maybe even receiving. So
okay, so you have him going off.
I have him also going off. So those are my two guys that are gonna put up some points this week, man. Now that I said that, I'm excited for both of them. I traded ETN for AJ Brown because I needed a receiver pretty bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, mark my words, they're both gonna go off this week.
All right, guys, and remember, we'll be here this Sunday live on TikTok. Live Red Zone. We'll have Red Zone for you guys. We'll go over all the games. We'll have our bets going on. We'll take live bets during the stream. We'll go ahead and have everything that for you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna be live with you guys, talking about our bets, talking about our fantasy teams. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna have it playing. It's gonna be going on. So hang out with your boys. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you guys real soon.